What doing, Let's Crew? Welcome back to another episode of Out of Bounds News, and today is going to be a bumpy ride. It's going to be a special episode, and as always, you know we got an all-star lineup for today's stories. So without hesitation, let's jump into it. First things first, we're gonna talk about Morbius. Oh my god, before the film even dropped, everyone and their mom was just roasting the ever-living shit out of it. Just saying that it's going to be one of the worst Marvel films that's dropped this year and yada yada yada. I went to go see it so that you guys don't have to waste your time if it ends up being that bad. If you ask me, I think it's a pretty good film. I thought it was cool. And for the people that haven't watched it or don't know who he is, so it revolves around this Marvel character named Michael Morbius, who is essentially a doctor / scientist who's trying to figure out how to help out people who are immobile become mobile once again. And what he ends up doing, he uses this experimental science where he takes the DNA from bats and inserts them into their bodies so that they can get the regenerative processes into them so they can be able to move around and stuff. And he ends up putting it within his body. And at the beginning of the film to near the end of the film, he ends up becoming like this bat creature. I guess you can call him like a Batman. Riddle me this, Batman. I have many, you have none. You see them all around, but you can't get one. Who am I? I mean, I guess if I were to make a guess, something that I do not have a lot of is the intelligence of a crazed maniac that uses riddles to murder people, that uses riddles as a way of messing with the human mind. My oh my, Mr. Dark Knight, Mr. Caped Crusader, you got the answer horribly incorrect. The correct answer is bitches. You can't get any bitches, Mr. Caped Crusader, or should I call you Mr. Wayne? Even with the $1 billion you inherited from your dead parents, your dead Thomas and Martha Wayne, you still can't get any hoes. No thoughts, no nothing. Come on, Mr. Batman, how could you fail something that easy? Well, even though I have caught the W, this is a bittersweet battle. This is a bittersweet win. I'll take the win as I can take it. The game is over, Dark Knight. You have failed. Miserably. Alright. All jokes aside though, that really is what happened in Morbius though. He ends up becoming this bat creature, Batman. And he has to try to end up figuring out how to control his powers so that he can do this for the entire world and help people around him. And the thing is that most people, when they see this at first glance, they're like, oh, this movie's lame as shit. Like, oh, it's a lame. There's nothing to do with the MCU, nothing to do with Spider-Man. But it didn't really do that bad at the box office. If you really look at it, like when it comes to domestic numbers, it hit around 40 million. And then we look at the global numbers, we're hitting over 80 million. So, I mean, it's really not that bad, but it's really not that good either. So it's kind of like a 50-50 thing. But if you ask me, from my perspective, I think it's a pretty good film. I don't know why everyone's just roasting the shit out of it. I personally think it's a good film. I think it's great. And I feel like if you have some spare time on you and you want to go see a film this weekend, definitely watch that. Not 10 out of 10. I'll give it a 7.5, maybe an 8. But it's still a good film though to give it a watch, man. And up next, we're going to talk about some more movie news. We're going to talk about how Sonic 2 just dropped. And holy crap, bro. I know I've been saying this a lot, but damn. It looks pretty good, to be honest. I'm trying to see that shit next weekend. But from what we're looking at so far, it's done pretty good at the box office. In its opening weekend alone, it's made about $58 to $60 million domestically. No numbers worldwide yet, but still $58 to $60 million on its opening weekend is pretty good. And the only thing about this movie that I don't like is that this is going to be Jim Carrey's last time in a film. He announced his retirement right before the movie even dropped. And it just sucks, man. Like, he was really good in the first Sonic movie. Like, bro, his performance as Dr. Eggman, 10 out of 10. Can't compete with that. No cap. But it's just insane to see this, bro. There are rumors speculating, though, that saying that he would do another Ace Ventura movie, only if Christopher Nolan directs it, but I don't really know. It is what it is. But the Sonic movie overall in general, I feel like is going to be really good, or it already is really good. For the people who've already seen it, let me know in the comments down below if you guys fuck with it. But yeah, Sonic 2. I don't know if it's gonna compete with what's been going on with good movies recently. We've had the Batman drop, we had Morbius, we just talked about earlier, but let's see how it goes. We'll give it another week or so, and yeah, shout out Jim Carrey. Okay, while we wait to see how good these movies do as more time passes, let's jump into rap news. And let's talk about what Black China, Rob Kardashian, and Tyga have been going down with. And for the people that don't know, oh boy, what the fuck did this man Tyga get himself embezzled with? Jesus Christ. So essentially, Black China is in this triangle where she believes that she wants more money, more child support from both the men that she's been with Tyga and Rob Kardashian, because she's over here talking about, oh, it's hard out here in these streets. It's hard being a mom. It's hard trying to take care of your kids and stuff. And fucking Tyga and Rob Kardashian, they're both basically saying like, that's cap. We're over here taking care of our kids. We're over here busting our asses off. Tyga's over here saying like, oh, I'm literally sending my kid to a $40,000 private school and I'm taking care of him 4 or 5 times throughout the week. And it's like, do you know how hard it is to be a rapper and take care of your kids with how much they're going on the road and how much they're selling out shows and they got to go on all these tours, and Tyga is still able to take care of his kid? Like, that takes balls. That takes a lot of courage, and that takes a lot of responsibility for a man to do that. And for Black China to have the guts and say that he's not doing it and she just wants the money, like, that just baffles me. It just messes with my mind to hear some bullshit like this. And like, when I come to think about it, even when I just sit down for more than 2 minutes, it doesn't take me that long to think like, can you really take what this bitch says seriously? Can you really take what she says seriously? Think about this. She has been passed around more than a blunt at the barbecue. She has been passed around the boys more than a high school thought in a bathroom. Can you really take what she says seriously? Can you really take what she says with a grain of salt? I want you guys to really think about that. Can you really take this chick seriously? Like, no, you can't. I believe the boys are in the right in this one. They're taking care of the kids. They're holding it down. They're not running away from the grind. They're staying from the grind. They're pushing P. They're making sure that their kids are doing right. And you know what Black China's pushing? She's pushing L. Lame. She a lame. She a bozo. She's just a gold digger, bro. She just on some lame shit, man. Don't take her seriously. Shout out to Tyga for being a real dude, bro. Shout out to him. Shout out bro, man. Shout out Rob Kardashian taking care of his kids, bro. No cap. And let's continue the trend with some more rap news. Let's talk about how Tekashi 6ix9ine, aka Daniel Hernandez, is making the comeback once again. He announced on Instagram that he'll be making a comeback come April 15th. But the thing is, we do not know what's gonna go down. We don't know if this could be a new snippet. This could be a new music video. This could him saying, oh, fuck it, this is gonna be my last album, then it's over. He could pull a Logic for all we know. All I know is that I know that the whole hip-hop community cannot wait for this day. If you fuck with him or you hate him, you cannot wait to see what happens. Because I know I can speak for everyone. When Tekashi 6ix9ine is not on social media can get a bit boring. Tekashi 6ix9ine brought this kind of energy, this kind of vibe, this kind of personality that when you see this man on social media, when you see him on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, you're like, holy shit, what the fuck? What's going on? He knows how to draw your attention. This man legit labeled himself as a rat in his comeback music video right after coming from jail. This man, after being released from jail due to COVID, legit was able to spark viral content. He had his music video hitting within the 15-20 million views within the first few hours. And then you give that thing a week, it was surpassed over 50, 60, even 100 million. Like, it's fucking insane. That's why I'm saying, like, the world cannot wait to see what is going to happen with this man 6ix9ine. I could personally say I'm excited, even though I kind of do fuck with him, even though I don't at the same time. Like I said in my last video, he is kind of a lame, kind of a bozo. But let's see what happens next week and see if that changes anything, bro. Let's see what's good with Tekashi 6ix9ine, bro. Prove the haters wrong, bro. Let's see what happens. And last but not least, let's cover some NBA news. Let's talk about the fact how we're a week away from the playoffs starting, but we're only a few days away from the play-in tournament starting off. And before we even get into it, let's just talk about the fact how I low-key think that the play-in tournament's kind of fucking retarded. And I feel like we should just keep it with how it is. Just your 1 through 8 seed going at it, and then so on and so forth with the East and the West. But that's besides the point. I'm going to put a screen on top right here as to what we're currently going to be seeing. So when it comes to the play-in tournament, we've got the Pelicans go up against the Spurs, and then we got the Timberwolves going up against the Clippers. And real quick, shout out to Minnesota for damn near making the playoffs. They are so close, bro. And if you ask me, I feel like Minnesota has a chance to beat the Clippers because shout out the Clippers for having fucking injuries left and right. Shout out to them for not being able to get their star players on the court. Shout out to Kawhi Leonard fucking up his leg. That's pretty crazy. If Paul George is your star player and your only star player, you're pretty much going to lose that tournament. And then you got the Pelicans versus the Spurs. I mean, if you ask me, the Spurs are going to win no matter what. They can have a packet of peanuts on their team, and they're still going to win because Greg Popovich is there. He still has the game-winning mindset, and the Pelicans are too young. Like, are you serious? If they lose to Lonzo Ball and Zion Williamson, I am literally going to lose my shit. If you literally lose to them, I will lose my mind. And then we got going into the East, we got the Atlanta Hawks against the Charlotte Hornets. And if you ask me, Charlotte's going to get their ass beat. LaMelo Ball's cool and all, but like Atlanta has Trae Young. They got John Collins. They have a lot of better role players, and they have players coming off the bench that can get right. And then we got the Brooklyn Nets versus the Cavs. Cavs, I'm sorry, bro. You guys haven't had LeBron for a few seasons. You're going to get your ass beat. Even with an injured team that Brooklyn has, even with the messed up roster that they have, even with the messed up head coaching that they have, they are still going to win because they have the star power. You have Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant, or 50% of Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant. I mean, not Kevin Durant, but you get the point of what I'm saying. If you have superstars like that, you're going to win no matter what. I see them winning in like 4 or 5 games. I give Cleveland a game, just one. And the other few games I already mentioned before, I see them either being high sweeps or they win like by like a game or 2. And then let's talk about it from the Western Conference perspective. Let's talk about the fact how Phoenix is the first seed in the West. That's pretty crazy considering the fact that all they have is Devin Booker and Chris Paul. So that's kind of nuts. And then we're going to go into Dallas versus Utah. Dallas is going to win that. I don't even have to debate about it. That's just fucking Luka Doncic for you. And then you got Golden State versus Denver. Golden State's going to win. They got the star power no matter what. And then you got Memphis versus whoever the hell they're going to end up going up against. Whoever they end up going up against, Memphis is going to get the dub. And then we're going to talk about how in the Eastern Conference, we got Miami being number 1. Whoever they end up facing, they're going to smack them no matter what. And then you got Philly versus Toronto. Philly's going to win. They got the star power. Shout out Ben Simmons. Nope. It's like, nah. Shout out to Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid is P. Joel Embiid is going to get right no matter what. And then we're going to talk about Boston versus Chicago. This is a hard one. I can see this going either way. I see this game definitely going up to 7. They're going to 7 games with that. And the returning champions, Milwaukee. Whoever they face, whether it be Cleveland's going to get smacked. And if they go up against Brooklyn, I see Brooklyn winning maybe 2-3 games, but that's it. We're just going to have to wait and see what happens, though. These are my early predictions for the tournament. We're going to have to wait and see what happens, boys. And that'll be all for this week's episode of Out of Bounds News. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share with your friends. Always helps out the channel out. Let me know if you guys enjoyed this special episode. I went hard on this one. Let me know you guys' thoughts. And LH, never lose hope. And I'm going to see y'all in the next video. Peace.